Morning, everyone. My name is Terry Martin, and I'm the Head of Operations for the Alliance of Independent Agencies. And I'd like to welcome you today to the Alliance Plan 2022. We'll reveal our most bold and ambitious year of activities, which will not only continue building the resilience and professionalism of our members, but also externally promote and champion independent agencies. So, the agenda for today. Item 1, we'll look at where we are now as an organization, community and industry. Look at some of the initiatives we introduced in 2021. We'll then look at how we continue with our comprehensive program to make our agencies and the people in them the very best they can be, but also how we'll lead with the external focus to promote and champion independent agencies. Our co-chairs will present their views on the current landscape and its challenges and opportunities within their pillars. And then we'll look at the Alliance calendar, where we'll outline the themes for this year and also all the activities we'll be running in response to the challenges and opportunities in the industry. We are now a community of 85 agencies, having doubled in the last 12 months. And as you know, Alliance membership is for everyone in the agency. So within those agencies, we represent over 4,000 people. In response to this, our core team has doubled to ensure we can better service our membership. And as an organization, we've evolved a mantra of people plus purpose equals performance. Introducing the Alliance team. Clive Mission and Graham Kemp are founder directors. Chris Westlake, head of brand and our brand guardian. Tracy Ann Christian, who manages the Alliance Talent Lab. Martin Rance, who is our marketing exec, looks after digital and content. Galen Watt, our creative chair, who will produce the creative concepts for our quarterly themes. And new recruits, Suzanne Barnes, head of talent, who looks after the development of our training programs, and Kirsty Honer, our operations exec, who also will be running the day-to-day of our peer-to-peer action groups from an organizational perspective. I look back at 2021. In 2021, we are focused to build our agency's people's resilience and professionalism through our learning, development, and events programs. We introduced a third-party verification accreditation scheme with global company globality that makes our members a point of difference, having attained professional standards and trust and reputation. We forged relationships with media companies, TikTok, Google, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and now have aligned the Alliance team with their teams who are specifically dedicated in supporting the independents. We launched the Independent Agency Awards to celebrate and promote the brilliant work produced by the independent agencies. And we increased our learning development programs to address the needs of our member agencies, ensuring they have access to the latest knowledge and skills. We believe that now, more than ever, is the time for the independents, with the landscape gathering momentum in the last 12 months. Independents are winning even more business from major clients, as highlighted by campaigning their article titled, "Is the Independent Agency Model Becoming More Attractive to Major Clients?" This is a reflection of the independent agency's distinctive creativity, agility, diversity, entrepreneurship, and value for money. And now, in 2022, we have an external focus to promote independent agencies through the Independent Agency Awards hosted at MadFest 2022. Further develop the relationships with our member agencies and media partner global publication, LBB Online, and showcase and your work on the Oyster Catchers platform. Represent the independent agency community through our membership of the Advertising Association, which is actually a key difference between us and other organizations that operate in this space. And bring the community together this year for the very first time at the Independent Agencies Conference to bang the drum of the independents. And also to champion independent agencies through a campaign to highlight the standards of our member agencies. Launch of the Alliance Talent Lab, tailored programs to respond to the industry's ever-changing landscape. The findings from our questionnaire to our clients' view on what makes the DNA of independent agencies, helping us create a common language to unite us with one voice and a new perspective on agency profitability. So in 2022, we build on from our comprehensive program with our headline presentations, including In the Hot Seat, where we get fresh perspectives from leading industry figures. Green Jam every fortnight for those up to 5 years in the industry, equipping them with skills to deal with everyday agency life. The Chain Interview Series, where we learn more from our member agency CEOs about their agencies. And the previously mentioned Independent Agency Conference, a bringing together of the independent community. And the Festival of Happiness, dedicated to mental health and well-being. And also the Independent Agency Awards 2022 at MadFest. Our 9 peer-to-peer action groups will be even more active with the introduction of the Sustainability Group, new for this year. Our comprehensive learning and development program with 2 diplomas in integrated marketing running in 2022, all in 90 courses running every 2 weeks. The Foundation Certificate in People Management, the Foundation Certificate in Client Leadership, Excellence Certificates in Account Management or Account Direction, Mental Health First Aid certifications, coaching for senior leadership, and bespoke programs tailored for your agency's specific needs. We will build on the success and uptake of the People Pulse, which is a valuable tool for agencies to respond to the thoughts and feelings of those working in them in a quest of continual improvement. The Commercial Pulse will continue to provide valuable benchmarking on commercial aspects, and we will launch the annual fees and remuneration survey. And now I'd like to introduce the Alliance Talent Lab, the evolution of our learning and development program. The Alliance Talent Lab is a comprehensive support for managing talent in independent agencies, which continues the L&D programs I mentioned before, but also provides on-the-demand resources, coaching and mentoring, benchmarking, and skills and knowledge sharing. Moving on to our Agency Profitability program, launching in March and April in partnership with Stuart Dunk from Don't Forget to Look, providing tools and techniques designed to help agencies build confidence and overcome the challenges of growing agencies' profitability. And now I'd like to over to the Alliance co-chairs to speak about the challenges and the opportunities they see within their pillars for 2022. Ruth?
Morning, everyone. Morning. Welcome, everyone. It's early in the morning. I think Terry's given a kind of a great overview of what we've been doing, but as we all know at the moment, it's pretty tough out there in terms of people, and we're all people businesses. And if the last almost 2 years, I can't believe it's almost 2 years we're sitting here, have taught us anything, it's how we attract, retain and reward our teams has never been more critical, because location and our nice offices and the social life that used to come along with our sort of work hard, play hard culture and the social element of agencies has for the time being totally eradicated by COVID. Not if you're Boris Johnson, obviously, he's out partying, but instead employees have realised that the difference between one workplace and the next is sort of only measured really on how culture is actually experienced and rolled out, and at the moment that's through a laptop screen. I had one new joiner saying to me it was very odd, you know, closing a laptop on a Friday and opening the same, or pretty much the same laptop on the same place and seeing new people the next Monday. And that's pretty much the sort of, you know, how things change if you're getting a new job. So we've got a real challenge on our hands to make sure our teams are not leaving for that pay increase, which at the moment we know that there's a massive exodus of people from agencies in the industry, whether that's through life change and choice, you know, they decided that they don't want to be in this world and they want to go and be a yoga teacher or whatever, or, you know, as we know, the temptation of pay increases, and there are incredible pay pressures on agencies, and particularly independent agencies. Group agencies are throwing a lot of money at offers and people. So that's also putting pressure on people who've stuck in their jobs, and the loyal candidates and the loyal staff that we've got in our agencies, because it's tough to find candidates to replace the people that then leave. So this is going to be a massive theme for us this year. We've got to compete in the marketplace against bigger groups and other opportunities to attract and retrain people while the salary inflation runs rampant. I'm sure it will net out eventually, but it's never been more important to have great people practices and cultures, but it's also never been so hard. And I think we'll all agree that it's not only is it really important at the moment, it's very, very difficult to deliver brilliant culture when we're all sitting at home. So over the next year, the Alliance will look over key themes of the winning the war on talent. So how do we become the destination agencies, and how do we keep our agencies happy and successful? And there'll be 4 main themes. So the talent shortage, feedback and people development, mental health and well-being, and very importantly, diversity, equality and inclusion. And the Alliance will be running a number of events and workshops, and the peer-to-peer action groups, as Terry talked about, focus on these areas to facilitate and share ideas, to get thinking between member agencies. And I think it's really important to use those sessions, because you can learn from each other, and you might jump onto a group and learn something, take it away, and put it into practice in your agency. And it's so useful to how we can address these issues, because we're all having these issues, upskilling our leadership teams, because this is a new challenging way to lead and manage, and also providing the latest tools and innovation advice to make these people happier and hopefully keep our teams stable. So it's a really, really difficult but unusual situation. I'm sure we'll look back and look at how far we've come and what we've learned, but at the moment it is tough, and it's going to, I think, after Christmas, we're probably going to have a lot more pressure as people start to review what they want to do. But Terry will talk about the specifics of the activities in a moment. So I'm going to hand over to Lawrence. I think you're there.
Hi there, Ruth.
Yeah, you're finally here. I know it's a bit hectic here.
It's not yet used to this commuting malarkey.
Oh right.
The Parks household is not a well-oiled instrument with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old at the moment. But yes, I managed to get here. Hello everyone. Good morning. I'm sure you're all experiencing similar things. So I won't talk about many of the details, because Clive will talk about them later. But I wanted to talk briefly about the purpose pillar within the Alliance. Obviously, purpose as a concept is notoriously difficult to pin down, and there's an awful lot of debate about what it means and how important it is. So I thought it'd be worth kind of talking about the 2 elements of purpose as we see it as the Alliance. So there's the obvious kind of ESG topic. How can we, as individual agencies and a sector, make sure that we are responsible business leaders? Obviously, for the independent agencies, that's a very important topic. And one of the reasons a lot of people say they work for independent agencies is the fact that we don't consider just the bottom line, or we have a more blended bottom line. We think about how we can make a positive impact on the world rather than just making money. And the Alliance have been doing a ton of stuff in the last year, and we'll do stuff next year around that. So an example of that is the newly formed sustainability group, which was created in classic Alliance style, when there's a clear desire and a momentum behind something, basically leaping on it and doing something to help manage that momentum and progress it. So there's a huge number of Alliance members who are considering or have started their B Corp journey, and a number that have already gone through it. And the sustainability group is designed to help share learnings and make sure that those that are starting or are on the journey can learn from those that have been through it. So really, really valuable, I'm sure, for a number of you who are thinking in those terms. But beyond the responsible business leaders piece, purpose also means to us making sure that as individual agencies and as a sector, we are clear about our reason for being. Now, I would say that, sort of reflecting some of what Ruth has said, obviously the last 2 years has been crazy in many respects. But one of them, I think, is the fact that it feels like the time is more right now than it ever has been for well-connected, nimble experts, which is what the independent agency sector represent. And I think one of the things that we're trying to drive with the Alliance is how do we ensure that we as a group capitalize on that opportunity. Clients more than ever want to speak directly to the experts that are going to help find the solutions, and want to speak to people who are giving them value quick and cost effectively, sadly. But yeah, we are able to be more nimble in that way in comparison to network agencies. So on that front, sort of having a clear role as a sector, Terry's already mentioned it. We are in the process of creating insights from clients about what is special and unique about the industry. So we've got a common language that we can then use in promoting the sector overall. But then also at an individual level. So our relationships and partnerships with the likes of Agency Nomics, those partners that help individual agencies in the Alliance to clarify and tighten their differentiation, their point of difference in the market, so that we can more effectively promote ourselves as individual agencies. Really, really valuable. Now, the two, other than the sustainability group, the two other groups, I think really nicely reflect each other. We have a CEO summit, so looking at talking to current leaders of agencies to ensure that we are sharing knowledge at the very senior level, and Clive does a fantastic job of chairing that. But then we also have the future leaders. So very, very importantly in the area of purpose on both of the topics that I've talked about, talking to those people that are going to be leading the agencies and the sector in the future, and learning from their point of view, perspective, and making sure that we're all grabbing the opportunity that they see ahead of us as an industry. So that's me. I now hand over to Dino, hopefully. Again, I think his is more of a meeting piece. No, but he is here. Excellent. Dino,
I'm here.
You for performance. Morning.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, everyone, and good to see everyone I can see at the moment this morning. So yeah, performance, sort of three pillars of performance: new business, creativity, and commercial. I mean, I think new business is so central to every agency's existence. But the question is about, kind of how is it won and how has it got? So, this year we're looking at, well, certainly what we've seen in the trends in the last year are a lot more pitches. So on the media side has been huge. Creative has been not quite back up to like 2019 levels, but there is expectation that this year it's all going to be coming through on the creative side as well. The question is though, what is the shape of these pitches and what's happening? There's certainly been like more opportunities to break this kind of pitch cycle as well, because there's been quite a lot of scale up companies come into the market. So brands like, Motorway, My Tutor and Getir have just been kind of coming out of nowhere and suddenly throwing a huge budgets in, but they've come out of, they've not had previous agencies as well. And there's also been brands that have been coming out of what is like a dormant kind of state as well, and looking for to revive their fortunes, as basically with digitization it becomes more difficult, I guess, for brands to stick out and to really shine in this world, and advertising and marketing becomes all more important. Certainly that's my view. So there's more opportunities to break this kind of pitch cycle in terms of, one of the big themes is about just saying no. And certainly the new business group, which is kind of headed up by Nick Goff, we're looking at ways in which we can learn from successful independent agencies with momentum. And some of them might not even currently be Alliance members, but certainly people like, Uncommon and Neverland, keep on hitting the headlines for winning a lot of pitches, and we've got good relationships there, but we want to kind of bring in the insights from those companies as well. And also we want to learn how to win without pitching as well, how to say no, how to kind of get on the front foot, and there'll be more kind of insights coming through in that perspective. With the work that we do in partnership with JFDI, we always do the new business barometers, and those will continue, and those kind of insights will be shared. So please keep on contributing, and we can kind of learn and grow kind of together in that sense. So the next bit, creativity. So creativity and creative is just, in terms of, the point of difference in terms of, what we do in our product, how we differentiate. And what we're doing with the Alliance has been mentioned before in the presentation about the awards, and the awards has been a big kind of focus because, we believe that we've got to showcase the work of independents much more. So we've got to show that the work that independents are doing is better than the work of groups, more effort, more detail. And that is about kind of building up case studies, but also helping people get better at writing those case studies, helping people get better at winning those awards. So there's going to be a lot of that kind of focus on supporting the entries, but also supporting creatives as a group as well. The creatives were probably the biggest group that the lowest kind of like or the biggest kind of damage to like well-being and feeling kind of part of feeling kind of a sense of purpose in their jobs. A lot of them reported that needing to be around people to generate ideas, to feel stimulated, needing to see people, see things. So I think the pandemic and all these lockdowns and working from home, they're probably the group, as well as, let's say, kind of new entry people into the market, who are probably the most kind of lost in that sense. So we've got to give them a bit more kind of meaning. And then the commercial side of things is a strong group that led by kind of James Bergen, who looking at agency profitability and reporting, getting our insights, and we also want to just do a little bit more of getting kind of better deals for tools, subscriptions, and other things that there's already a number of things that the Alliance do, but we think we can do a bit more there, have more conversations, and use a bit more of the group buying kind of power to negotiate and get better deals around. So any kind of like thoughts and feedback in there would be great. And then just the same as before, really sharing knowledge and insights, but also sharing resources as well. Excess capacity in terms of staff, office space. We want to get better at coordinating that and communicating that to the community, so we can all kind of benefit and support each other. So that's it from me and performance. I think I'm going to pass it back to Terry.
Thank you very much, Dino, and thank you, co-chairs. Appreciate your time. Thanks very much. So next, what do we have? Okay, we're going to dive into the Alliance calendar for 2022, where I'll set up the themes for each quarter and highlight some of the themed activity, which will be running alongside the business as usual program. It has become evident in the last 6 months that talent is the #1 issue for our industry. COVID has been a contributing factor, leading to the Great Resignation, and agency workers are reassessing their lives. In this quarter, we'll respond to this with the weapons at our disposal. Our peer-to-peer action groups will drive the agenda. The DEI action group will look at using DEI as a tool to retain and attract talent. The talent group will create a people plan template to bring together recruitment, development, and retention. And the well-being group will look at how to nurture talent and prevent loss of talent to burnout. The Alliance Talent Lab will drive retention, giving working parents the tools to create and keep the work-life balance they desire. Green Jammers will be armed with the tools and resources to deal with everyday agency life, starting with a session with Michelle Morgan on better and braver conversations, a session with Paul Burns on how to be a better manager, and Rebecca Brennan from Cayenne on coaching. We'll bring fresh perspectives and outside thinking with our live In the Hot Seat interview with Mumsnet CEO Justine Roberts, where we'll look at the Great Resignation. And we ask the question, is the industry doing enough to support women? The CEO Summit will look at the pitch process, one of the most rewarding and also the most stressful parts of agency life, creating a pitch process that is fit for purpose, addressing mental health, diversity, and commercial imperative. And in Q2, it's all about the awards and creativity. We'll be celebrating the creativity of independent agencies at the Independent Agency Awards at MadFest 2022. We'll be in the thick of it with the shortlist being announced and the in-person judging panel live events, all leading to the live event at MadFest on 5th of July on the Hexagon stage. And with that, I'd like to introduce Ian Houghton, co-founder of MadFest. Ian, over to you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm really delighted to have been invited here by the team. It's really kind of you, and to be properly dressed by 9 o'clock in the morning, which is a little bit like the old days. Very unusual. Just a tiny bit of background on MadFest. Dan and I, my co-founder, we launched it in 2018. We came up with the idea in a pub one afternoon. And the reason we launched it is because, having worked in the event industry for about 20 years, we decided that we absolutely hated events. They were so boring, so dull, and so just samey, and all in the same places all the time. And we wanted to do something very, very different. So we we've strived to create something that feels a little bit like going to Glastonbury, but you can do business there. And that's the sort of vibe that we're trying to create. Really looking forward to having the awards at the show this year. The awards are on day one in the late afternoon and early evening, which is a fabulous time. No doubt the most exciting day of the show, really, when everybody's very pumped to see each other again. And we're anticipating probably 2,500 to 3,000 delegates on that day alone. So there'll be lots of people there for all of our friends and new partners at the Alliance of Independent Agencies to speak to be with, to enjoy, and to hopefully do some business with too. I've had lots of conversations with Terry, with Graham, and with Clive over the last few months, and we really feel that we've got a lot of similarities. So we are fully independent, we are very entrepreneurial, we can be as bold as we want to be, and we can also be very disruptive too. So to us, it really does feel like a great partnership to have, and hopefully after this first go at it together in year one, we can do lots more things. And I've certainly had lots of thoughts and ideas from my fellow speakers who are obviously running and steering the direction of the Alliance as to how we might be able to help in lots of different ways and get involved with what you're doing. We kind of thrive really on many things that you guys do too, as members and as the organizers of the Alliance. You know, we want the experience of working with us to be truly different and very unlike working with other organizers, as do your independent agencies. And from the experience that delegates have at the show, you know, we want them to really enjoy MadFest and really see that the content we produce, much like the creative and the campaigns that you and your members produce, are very different to what they might find from more established, shall we say, events within our sector. Our theme for 2022 is No Guts, No Glory, which chimes, I think, with probably a lot of how many of the agency owners and the teams within those agencies will feel. And we're highlighting this year really the kind of the big and bold decision marketers have to make in a very disruptive sector, which plays very neatly into them working with disruptive independent agencies. And, you know, looking at the businesses such as yourselves and the members and what they're doing to disrupt the model in the world of agencies. So I think we've got a lot of synergies. We're hugely excited about working with you all. We've started off with a really great relationship. We've promised that we will just deliver and make it as simple as possible for the Alliance, and we intend to do that. But we're really looking forward to having you with us on the 5th, 6th and 7th of July. All of the members of the Alliance of Independent Agencies, whether they can come to the show for the entire time or not, are all invited courtesy of the management team on your guys' side to the Mad Day Rave, which is on the afternoon of the 7th of July. It's being kicked off by Norman J in the DJ booth, and it's going to be a great fun afternoon, great party. It's on us, and we're anticipating sort of 3,500 people there. So lots of opportunities for all the members to come and meet new people, enjoy themselves, and get to know them in a really social environment. And thanks once again for letting me have a few minutes this morning. Really looking forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, super exciting. Can't wait for that, and really looking forward to building the partnership with you in 2022 and beyond.
Absolutely.
Right, so staying with Q2 and our action groups, we've got tailored programs. So obviously it's all about the awards and creativity. So workshops on creating award-winning entries, sessions on unlocking creativity to win new business, creative strategy and positioning, and professional recognition. Now, turning to Q3, we are bringing everything we do together, driving it with the purpose pillar, building to the live in-person event on the 22nd of September, the Independent Agency Leaders Conference. How to Thrive Live, a celebration of independent agencies and a coming together of our communities with collaboration at its heart. Action groups will build to the conference with the future leaders inputting new perspectives from the next generation of leaders, and the CEO Summit exploring the fundamental importance of purpose in agencies. And what a fitting way to close out the year, and one of the busiest for some people. As a people-first organization in Q4, we are dedicating it to mental health and well-being. The Festival of Happiness will take place in October. Our people pillar action groups will drive the agenda. We'll run tailored sessions to nurture our talents through our well-being programs and run sessions on resilience, mental health, and work-life balance. And when you bring it all together, it makes for our most comprehensive and ambitious program ever, with over 100 initiatives and events to not only make agencies and the people that work in them the very best that they can be, but crucially to celebrate and promote independent agencies. Our time is now. And a special thanks to our partners for 2022 for the continued support in delivering this program. And with that, I say thank you very much. Are there any questions from the floor?
I'd just like to say that Norman J at Madfest sounds amazing. So I'll put that straight in my diary.
Good point. Good point.
It's becoming more festival than it is ad gathering, but yeah, great.
Terry, can I thank you for presenting today? It's been and pulling this all together. It's great to see all of the activities that you guys have got planned or we've got planned. And I'm sure there'll be more, but seeing it all in one place is and as structured, well structured as this, is brilliant.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. Really appreciate it. Yeah, really looking forward to 2022. I just feel so positive about it. Not just the Alliance, but in general, I think about 2022. So yeah, really looking forward to working with all of you. Anyone else? No?
No. Hi Terry, it's Christian from Spike. It was a quick question. For the MadFest, is there a virtual ticketing system at all for those of us based in the north?
Yes, there is. Yes, so we'll be beaming it to about 45 countries outside of the UK via our web app. We will have around 30,000 attendees from outside the UK, and I suppose the beauty for the Independent Agency Awards as well, just as a secondary point, we'll be beaming out your awards ceremony globally too. So if that's useful for you in terms of spreading the word around the world, it will be seen. It will be seen across those 45 countries, live streamed as it happens.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ian. Thanks.
Brilliant.
Any other questions? Okay, I think we'll leave it at that then. So thank you so much, everyone.
Terry, there's a question about circulating the deck, sorry, just in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, where about is it? Let's see. Oh, of course, yeah, definitely. So basically what we'll be doing is we'll be uploading it to our blog, but we'll send the link to all people in the membership. So you can look out for that just after this call, I would imagine. So we shall do that. Great. Thank you, everyone. It's not possible without you guys. So thank you for joining us this morning, nice and early. And I can't wait to see you all at our events and our program in 2022. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
Terry.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Terry.
Great job, Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
Cheers,
Bye.
Terry. Great stuff.
Thanks,
Bye.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye.